Hi, my name is Sherin Tabassum Audrey, and I'm currently doing masters in UK. And I came in UK 4 months ago. So I thought of summing down all my process and how did I reach here for you in a few minutes, so that you can get a kickstart on how to start your application process for applying in UK. The first step of your application process always starts with choosing the subject. So if you're coming for masters, you probably already have an idea about what subject are you going to study, what subjects you plan to take, because it's totally related to the field of job that you want to apply on in the further future. But if you're coming for bachelor's and you have not yet landed on what subject you want to study, I suggest to take your sweet time before choosing the subject, because it's not only a matter of which subject did you do good in your high school or which subject you scored more in your high school, because when you are choosing a subject for your uni, of course the score matters, but it shouldn't be the only factor. You should focus also on if you're liking to study that subject, if you're feeling interested to read what happens in the next chapter. It's like reading a storybook. You have to be passionate about, and you have to be really curious about what's happening in the next few pages of the book, or talk to your seniors, do a little Google search on what are the trending or demanding courses in the upcoming years, like 4 to 5 years, because that's the time you after which you'll be done with your bachelor's. And do a little research about the job market and like the demanding courses and everything, and see if any of those courses interests you and aligns with your passions. I always ask people to focus on the subject first, because not all universities offer quality education for a specific subject. So it choosing your university is the second step, because it really depends on which subject you want to study, and based on that we will proceed on our research more. The second step is choosing your university, which school. If you already have a school in mind, good for you. You are ready to go to step 3. If not, then that's where your thorough research starts from. So there are a few websites which you can use. I did my bachelor's from Malaysia, and I'm doing my master's in UK. So I have gone through this process twice, and these are the few websites that I used for looking at university which had the course of my choice. How should you select which university should you go to? It's pretty easy. You have to keep few things in mind. Number 1, do they offer the subject you want to study? Number 2, what are the modules under that subject or the course? Are they up to date? Are they offering you diverse and various modules related to that core course? Number 3, the tuition fees, because finance is a big issue. I feel like, at least for me, it was. Uh, Number 4, the location, where it is located to, because if you're coming to UK, if you're coming to London specifically, it's going to be expensive to live, and you might have to work. So you should choose a location where there are part-time work opportunities available. And lastly, number 5, are they offering any financial aid or scholarship or not? Using these tools, you can shortlist a few universities, but I always suggest to get the information directly from the university website, not from any other third party website, because these universities, they keep on changing and updating their requirements, rules and regulations. So it's better to directly look at the uni website. This is how I used to shortlist my unis, based on these 5 factors. And after I have gotten everything checklisted, I would take the university name and check what do I mostly need to apply for them, and then copy paste all the information on my Google Excel or Google Doc. I know a lot of people are not very comfortable using Google Excel, and it's okay, but I would still suggest, if you're not, then you can just make a table kind of thing in Google Doc, and then just copy paste all your information over there, and then it would be easier for you to track which of the unis have you applied. And so most universities does not require a lot for applying, but there are a few basic documents which you have to prepare before you start applying to these unis. So the documents that you mostly need to proceed with your application process is: one, the bio page of your passport; two, academic transcripts of your previous educational qualification; three, statement of purpose or letter of motivation or personal statement. By the way, I have a blog about the difference between statement of purpose, letter of motivation, and personal statement, and what and how should you write it. So you might want to check that. Four, English language proficiency tests, which is basically either IELTS or TOEFL or Duolingo. Five, if needed, if asked for, a letter of recommendation from your previous educator or instructor. If asked for, or if required, work experience letter from your previous employee. These are basically needed for master's student or PhD students, not exactly required for bachelor students. Seven, and it's also optional and just as an additional requirement, many universities don't even ask for it, which is if you have any voluntary or extracurricular activities, you should like attach your certificates just to show that you have done more than just academically studying. Again, it's not a compulsory requirement. Some people do a lot of extracurricular activity in their life, so it just acts as a plus point. It's not a mandatory, and it's not like if you don't have anything to show, or if you don't submit any of your voluntary work, you're gonna get rejected. Of course not. I'm mentioning it again and again, but it's not a must be thing you should have. So done. These are basically things that you need before you apply to your uni. And after the application, there is this torturous waiting period which no one knows when you will hear back, but it's usually from 4 to 6 weeks. They don't really take more than that, because the visa application and the visa process, they require a bit time to take place. So the universities try to get back to you as soon as they can. I know that the process is a bit overwhelming at first, and when you are starting, you feel a lot of anxious, but I will tell you this: all this will be worth it when you are here and you would be living your dream life. It's a bit hard work, but you'll be happy too. So, bye, take care.